morning. Happy weekend. It's chilly in here today. I do have a new mug. It says Be the Change, and it has pink on the bottom. Another mug from TJ Maxx. Yeah, it's kind of chilly in here this morning. We have had 3 nights of cold weather. One of them being, so Tuesday night, it actually got down to 28 here. So 28 Fahrenheit is considered a hard freeze. Loved that. And so everybody in the greenhouse went inside. Wednesday night it got down to like 32-ish. Everybody came in again. And then last night, Thursday night, it got down to like 34 maybe. So it didn't freeze last night, but it did get pretty cold. I did not bring everybody in last night though. The greenhouse looks kind of crazy right now because I have everybody covered up with frost fabric in here. I'm gonna show you how I kept my babies warm last night, and I've actually been doing this when it's below like 45-ish at night, just because I have peppers out here and I know that they don't really like the cold at all. It's just how I've been keeping everybody warm. It's not heated out here, and it holds heat really well during the day, but at night it doesn't stay much warmer than the ambient air temperature outside. Normally I can get a couple degrees if I don't have the heat mats on out here and I don't cover everybody. This thermometer says 41.9 right now, which is not bad. The Bluetooth thermometer 48.4. So that's this thermometer is actually in one of these plant trays underneath this frost fabric, so I can actually see the temperature where the plants are with this, and that's why I put that thermometer in that tray. The air temperature in here, according to this one on the door, is sometimes a lot higher than what it actually is down where the plants are, especially in the morning, because the sun comes up and goes this direction, and so this gets hit with the sun before the actual plants do. This thermometer is Bluetooth. I got it on Amazon. I will leave a link to it down below if anyone is interested in it. But I can actually, when it works, you have to be pretty close to it, but I can actually say, I want to see the temperature over the last hour, the last day, the last week, the last month, last year, and I can see a chart. So the lowest it's gotten in the last hour is 47.1. That's totally fine. If I look at the day, you can see that yesterday it did get pretty hot in here. This thermometer also lets you set up alerts, like push notifications on your phone for certain temperatures. So I have mine set to anything 32 and below and anything over 100. So if it's below 32, I know it's freezing out here. And that did happen Wednesday morning after we got down to 28. All the plants were inside, but I left the thermometer out just to see how cold it got in here, and it got down to like 30 in here. But yesterday it actually got up to like 106 in here. And so even though it was only like 50, in the low 50s outside, it was very sunny yesterday, and so I had to come out and open the door and let some cool air in, let some of the heat out. So it does very much, it produces a lot of heat, but it doesn't necessarily stay in here just because, you know, it's literally a cattle panel in plastic. So it's not a super fancy like insulated greenhouse. There's just something about that first sip of coffee in the morning, you know? Ugh. This is very random, but my favorite coffee beans, I've been drinking these for like the last year probably. They are an organic coffee from Target. They're the Archer Farms brand, and it's called Organic Tierra del Sol. And they are so good. I buy them in whole bean and I grind them myself. They're so good for like hot drip coffee. So I want to show you my setup out here right now. All right, so here it is. I have everybody covered in frost fabric, and it's probably warm enough out here I can take it off. So this frost fabric just came from Menards. It came in a box. I bought this a couple years ago. It came in a box and I just cut pieces off of it as I needed it because I don't need huge long pieces. So I have 2 pieces in here and I just cover everybody up. And then when I take this off, I just kind of shove it under the table like that. And I actually have heat mat. Well, you can see my little thermometers in here. I actually have heat mats on underneath these trays. Now, not every tray has a heat mat under it. I think I have 1 heat mat under these 2 trays. It runs this direction. And then I have 1 heat mat under these 3 trays, and it's just like in the middle. So basically what I do is I fill up the bottom water trays for all of my plants in the afternoon with water. I leave the heat mats on. The heat mats were on all day yesterday. Even when it was 106 degrees in here, the heat mats were on. I just opened the door and let some of the heat out. So I fill the trays up with water. That water has a chance to get nice and warm from those heat mats, and that produces enough heat with the frost fabric over the top to keep the plants warm all night. So these are all my tomatoes. This is some herbs. I'm actually going to be repotting some of these basils this weekend. This tray is a new tray. These are Katie's tomatoes. So she asked me if I had room in the greenhouse to house them, and I said yes, obviously. So they are here. They are doing great. She has, I don't know what the deal is, but she has this room in her house that's like magic for plants. She started her tomatoes at least a week after I did, and some of them are bigger than mine. But like last year she had actual trees for tomato plants by the time we were able to plant. So anyway, those are here. They look great and they look happy. Over here also today, I have the tripod on top of the compost, which is great. This is where my peppers are. They're still sleeping. Let's uncover them. Good morning, babies. There they are. So for my peppers, there's 2 heat mats. There's 1 heat mat under this tray and 1 under this tray. And I did that because peppers need more heat. So everybody looks happy. This is a tray of petunias. I did get the rest of these peppers repotted, so this is empty now, but these look totally fine and happy. These peppers look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. This one got a little smashed from the frost fabric, but he'll perk back up. So that's kind of how I keep everybody warm in here at night when it gets cold. Now, when it's like 42 degrees, I'll just leave the heat mats on and I won't cover everybody up. I mostly covered because I wanted to make sure that heat stayed in with the plants and didn't just go up into the greenhouse. So everybody looks happy today. Some plants do kind of get like laid over a little bit, but they'll perk right back up and they'll be totally fine. I will say that doing this with the water in the trays and the heat mats does make it very wet in here. I don't know if you can see, but like this whole, all of this is, there's condensation all over this whole inside of this greenhouse. So sometimes it drips. And I am like not really sure what to do about that. Like I think it's probably fine. When it's warm enough, I just leave the door open and the back window and it's totally okay. But it's just, you know, I don't expect to walk in my greenhouse and get rained on sometimes. So yeah, we did have one little tomato. One Aunt Ruby's German green is kind of like this morning, but it's okay. She'll perk right back up. So that's kind of what's what I've been doing. I've been carrying plant trays in and out of the house. So this weekend, Saturday, it's supposed to rain, but I do need to repot this one tray of herbs and things. So I may go ahead and do that Saturday while it's rainy. And then Sunday it's supposed to be really nice. So I am going to try to get some compost laid in the garden, because I'm gonna start planting some seeds. I'm gonna start planting some cucumbers and some pole beans like directly into the ground. I do have another tray of stuff in the basement and it's mostly herbs. I did some marigolds and some things like that too, but it's mostly like basils and such. So that's kind of what's on the docket for this weekend. I have to take a cat to the vet for blood work on Saturday, and I'm gonna repot some herbs. So that's pretty much it.